With our work, what we've found is that a lot of people can't let go of their trust. They've had so much experience holding on, holding tightly, wanting to control. And it's unbelievable that when something even good comes their way, they're just like, they can't trust it. They're like, why me? Why should I be worthy enough to receive this? And this really feeds into, your money story, your love story, your friendships, family, all of this is really deep. And people don't realize that it actually isn't just your story, you pass it on. It's one of those things that becomes part of your DNA almost. You pass it on to the future because you actually received it also from your past. It's a lineage. And until you break this, until you can actually step into this and go, I need to take my power back, right? That's when you can actually start transforming your life. So the thing is, when we talk about trust, it's one of those things that make you go, oh, I'm just like, oh, do I need to do this?
It's a lofty goal.
Yeah, it's a lofty goal and it's scary, right? And a lot of fear comes up when we talk about trust. So I just wanted to quickly introduce you guys to this beautiful guy over here named Sam Walsh. Now he does somatic healing. He has a mastery in martial arts and a lot of different modalities. And so I wanted to just bring Sam in to really talk about, hey, what does trust, when you actually hit that, like what happens and why is it important for you to do this type of healing?
Well, first of all, I try and disassociate people with trust and their definition of it and how they've related their life to trust. Because if you have a block or if you have an aversion, that's a belief or a conditioning that's come through your life. Now, we've all experienced so many different traumas and conditioning and beliefs that it's a long unpackaging to go through. Yeah. Now, what I would like to, I guess, preface learning to embrace trust is that the more you look away from it, the better you'll acquaint yourself with it going forward. So I think something like what you were saying before, when we're trying to grapple, how can I get the best out of myself in this world? How can I trust? How can I learn to trust someone, trust myself? What I've done through breathing techniques, especially dissolving practices and sinking chi, and chi is energy in the body or life force. Every living object has chi. So what I teach my clients is we notice 4 conditions in the body: strength, contraction, tension, something doesn't quite feel right, especially if you don't know what it is. And you associate your feeling towards that. It's not cerebral. It's not trying to understand what it is or think about it too much. What it is, it's feeling. Now, feeling practices are about grounding, yin, water, in the legs, in the hips, lower dantian. Thinking or yang or fire is upward. Thinking, anxiety, arousal, all these different things, which can be good or bad. So I think I like to acquaint people with trust indirectly. Beautiful. And start with their breath, start with stillness, and then we work from there.
Yes, and it's beautiful. So we're bringing Sam into our program, Blazing Love. It's already, it's already shifting people in week 1, which is amazing. Trust is the biggest thing that we're going to be hitting as we do identity work. Because even though Blazing Love looks at its wealth consciousness and unconditional love, both of those has to do with trust. Do you trust yourself enough? Do you love yourself enough? Are you worthy enough? All of those things all come down to your trust and the deep fear that you have that's in it. Breathing is one of the most important things that first of all, we take it for granted. We don't think about breathing. We're naturally doing it.
It's involuntary, yes.
Yeah, right. But then when you actually start consciously doing it and going, what am I doing here? How can I control the feelings? I shouldn't be using controlling the feelings. How do I regulate the feelings, right? It's not controlling. Yes. We're never controlling anything. And that's the beautiful thing about the yin energy that Sam just talked about. It's more grounded. It's more, and that's what we're talking about in our language. We talk about the divine masculine, divine feminine. And this is about the divine feminine. And by working on that, what happens is you start balancing the yin and the yang, right? The
Yes.
mind and the heart. You start
Yes.
balancing and grounding, and you become this vessel for receiving.
Exactly. It's a continuum. Yin, yang, up, down, inhale, exhale. It's all a cycle. Life isn't linear. And I think control is synonymous with being linear. You know, I think one of the funny jokes I heard a client say to me is, you know, if you want to make God laugh, tell him you've got a plan.
Yes.
And I thought, well, gosh, we can do our best, right? We can have insurance. We can purchase investments. We can, you know, do things in life that allow us to feel safe and secure. And safety and security is our fundamental birthright. We all need warmth. We all need food. We all need shelter. But we also get scared, or we get fearful of the uncontrolled or the uncomfortable. And I think when we're talking about trust, and trust is something that it's so accessible, but we need to see it in steps. We need to see it almost indirectly, because when we're trying to reach for abundance, inner and outer wealth, and what we've got here, and what yourself and Lucy is creating and have created, is something that will give people a platform to work off and see their life in a way that they haven't seen it before. And, you know, the old saying, we don't know what we don't know. So there's going to be an element of fear, and with fear is immobility, and with immobility, there's procrastination. And that's where we can start to feel some of the old trends, the old beliefs, the old habits tell us we can't do this or we can't do that. But I tell you what, when we start to work with the breath, when we start to feel into the body, when we know being uncomfortable is okay, when we know being not in control is okay, that's when the sight and the understanding of trust starts to get more appealing, and it's reachable.
Yes. Well, what's beautiful when this is combined with our work, what happens, we've already shifted people's lives drastically in 8 weeks in our previous and still ongoing program, Soul to Soul. Completely different person. They start in from a place of fear, and they evolve to a place where they become their own soulmate, and then they attract all this, the money and the people, you know, and the love of their life and things like that. People are getting married, they're having babies. It's just the most beautiful thing. So we're celebrating that.
Lovely.
So what the point is, when we combine this breathing techniques that you're going to be sharing with us in our program, with the kind of work that we're doing, what's going to happen is going to even expand further. Remember, this is called blazing love. The energy of blazing by itself has movement energy. And it doesn't mean that you're going to be, you know, running around everywhere like a rocket ship. No, it means that you're going to be so grounded in your authentic self, the power that you have inside. See, the power inside is different for all of us. It's different for me. It's different for Sam. It's different for Lucy. The power inside is what's truly our power, our authentic power when we came onto this planet. And that we connect to what we call in our program, our authentic soul identity. With that, couple that with the current identity you've created, you're going to be unstoppable. If you think you've reached a certain level of success in it so far up till now, just living from the head, from the masculine or the yang, right? Once you activate this, you're going to be at a whole different level, and that's the blazing energy. If you think that you've met a person who you like at this point in time using up here, once you connect to this, you're going to meet that person that's going to just keep expanding you, right? It's one of these things that what the blazing energy captures is this trajectory of you just constantly evolving without you trying. And that's the beauty of it. And so we're really excited to have Sam come in and do this work. It's very, very needed. Not just by our people, but you know, the people who have signed in, but all of you, right? It's very important to come to the breath and really explore that. So you know, DM us, not PM us, right? Private message or direct message. Yeah, they both work. DM us for more information. We did start Blazing Love last week, but we're opening it, keeping it open for I think till Sunday. And the reason is because it's getting such wonderful outcomes already, and we decided to actually open it up for more people to come in to experience this. So come on in. As you can see, my name says Lucy Shahjahan. I'm Anaam Shahjahan. I co-create with Lucy in Blazing Love, and I'm excited that Sam's here to join us with this process and explore all of it. So thank you, Sam. Can't wait for you to share your techniques. Very exciting.
One thing I'll just finish with, Anaam.
Yeah.
You know, to self-regulate is one of the biggest keys when we're talking about breath work. I just wanted to finish with saying there is a lot of, I guess, traction in the wellness and fitness market at the moment with breath work, with hormesis. So hormesis is initial or small doses of shock to amplify the body's ability to heal and to increase the body's immune system to fight life in general. Hormesis is things like cold water immersion or cryotherapy. It's things like intermittent fasting, saunas, even small amounts of radiation. So all these small amounts of shock enable us to adapt ourselves better to life. Now, when we're looking at breath work, a lot of the breath work classes and advertising I've seen in most of the online courses, they have good intentions, but the thing is that individuals, people opting in to give themselves a better life, to learn about this work, we need to know how to come out of it. We need to know how to assimilate it into regular life. And this is where the keys that I will be offering everyone joining this course is going to be so important, because you'll learn that when you stretch from the outside, so if you go to do a yoga class or you go to do a strength and conditioning class, where when you bring your quad into a stretch, like the front muscle, or if you stretch your neck, that's from the outside in.
Yeah.
That's important. That's one half of the continuum. But when we're talking about breath, when we're talking about developing trust and trust from the ground up, when we're talking about letting go of control, because control is not necessary right now, we learn to work or stretch from the inside out.
Beautiful.
So that from the outside in and then from the inside out. And we can do that immediately. We can breathe into our tummy. We can breathe into our rib cage. And that's stretching from the inside out. And most people have a change once we do 2 or 3 breaths. We just need to know how to talk to someone about that at that moment of change. We need to know how to validate it. And we need to know that our self-worth and self-love is more important than anything going on outside us. We need to validate that. We need to make it positive. And then from there, we create our life, we create our abundance.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. Beautiful. Well, you know, we can keep talking about this, you know, for days. It's such a beautiful conversation. It's a very important conversation. So you guys, you know, jump on in. It's the right time. There's never a right time. So this is the right time. So we'll see you at the other side. Just PM us and we'd love to chat. All right. Sam, thank you so much. And we'll speak to you.